this one is, did you tear in labor? I stood up, it kept coming out, and I was like, this is my water breaking. So I woke Damon up. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Stella the Light, and I am finally 2 months postpartum doing my birth story. I talked a lot about this on my Instagram and how crazy it was, how fast it was, how just it was wild. Damon's in the background. He's playing with he's playing with Icarus right now.
Say hi, Icarus.
I'm gonna try to film this. I might have to feed him in between. So I wrote my entire, pretty much, because I wanted to remember a lot of the details. Damon will remember certain things better than I do, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't vividly remember a lot of it because it was that intense and that fast. Try my best here, but my due date was November 7th. So it kept getting later, and I was like, oh, I'll have him on my birthday, which was November 10th. Didn't come on my birthday. I was like, okay, 11/11. He's totally coming on 11/11. No, he did not. Then I had been reading and hearing about this thing called a membrane sweep. And I was like, ooh, that sounds not fun. I'm not going to do that. Then he didn't come on the 11th, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. And my midwife is right up the street, so I was like, I'm just going to go there, get this sweep, and see what happens. I have been having a lot of Braxton Hicks, like a ton of them, very intense, very tight, and he was sitting so low, I literally would tell Damon, like, I feel like he's coming out of my vagina right now, like he's already coming out. He was so low, my stomach was so low. So I went, she did the membrane sweep, I went home, I had a lot of the plugs start to come out, and I was like, oh my God. Now what they told me basically was, because this is my first pregnancy, that when my water breaks, not to really rush and call and freak out, just know that it might take a little while to actually go into labor, full labor, and dilate. And so I was like, oh, okay. And she said, if it happens in the middle of the night, you don't need to call us, like just chill, get a good night's sleep, eat some good food. So I was like, okay, that sounds awesome. So what happened was my plug started coming out that night. What time was it? I have it in here. 12:30 in the morning is about when it happened. So around 12:30, I woke up, felt like I was peeing myself. I stood up, it kept coming out, and I was like, this is my water breaking. So I woke Damon up very gently, and I was like, hey, my water broke. And he was like, oh my God. And I was like, but it's okay, go back to bed, we're fine, nothing's gonna happen, like we have till morning, and then we'll get ready. And like I literally had this plan in my head of like just strolling into the birthing center and getting ourselves all ready, and we had all of our little bags packed. I had food, I had 2 outfits in case I needed a change of clothes. I wanted to take a shower, like I wanted to do all of these things. Okay, so I was exhausted and I wanted to go to sleep so bad. I was so tired, so I was like, let me lay down. As soon as I lay down, I could not get comfortable, and I was getting these more intense waves of contractions, and I was like, whoa, that's a contraction. Because I had thought that my Braxton Hicks might have been contractions. They were not. The contractions were so different and so intense, and I was like, that's a contraction for sure. So they were like very varying, because I had this app that I was using, and it would be like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 4 minutes, 10 minutes. So they were really weird. So we did end up calling the midwife, and she said, you'll know when to call me and when to come in when she's having them a few minutes apart, and when she can't talk back to you and laugh at your jokes, and she's like totally unresponsive, like not able to talk back and have a normal conversation. So I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm like, as soon as he hung up, basically, what was it? Within 20, 30 minutes, I was like, call her back right now. And Damon said in his head, because I kept saying it, I felt like, and he wasn't calling her, and I'm like, we need to call the midwife back. I'm going to have this baby. So what happened was, Function has been our go-to for years now. I use their hair serum and shampoo and conditioner combo as my staple. It has made my everyday hair care seamless and is able to change with whatever my hair is going through. Every few months, I take their online quiz, and I don't have to stand at the store looking over the endless choices for shampoo and conditioner. I simply choose my hair type, which is fine, oily, and straight, then customize my hair goals, and they curate a formula just for me. I always choose oil control and volumize, which keeps my roots from becoming flat. My go-to scent has always been the mango, which is delicious, but this time I chose the eucalyptus mint scent, and I think I like that one better. It's so refreshing and clean. They come in 2 sizes, 8 ounces or 16 ounces. You can get 20% off your first 16-ounce custom set when you click the link down in the bio of this video and subscribe. So it was like I just basically didn't have time. Like it did. It felt so quick, and I was like, oh my God. So we're getting ready to leave. Damon is trying to ask me all these questions, and I'm like, we have to go now. I kept saying that. I'm like, yes. We gotta go. I don't know. I don't know. So then he's asking me what type of pants he should wear, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Then I hear him in the bathroom turn the toothbrush on, brushing his teeth, and I'm like, no, we have to go.
That was a mix of, that had to be a mix of,
I literally was like,
just like the adrenaline, waking up. Like,
it was so, and I was just like, I can't do this. So I'm outside waiting for him to come down. And he comes down, and we did bring our bags. We didn't use anything that I brought, literally. I don't even remember what. Oh, I wasn't wearing this shirt. I was wearing another blue shirt, the one that I was just wearing. That was the shirt I wore. I kept it, and I still wear it a lot, and it had like a lot going on there. I don't know, whatever. So we get there, and she opens the door.
Well, now you have to talk about the drive over, because the drive over was 18 minutes to get there, and I was
18. I thought it was 12.
Something like that, like between 10 and 20 minutes.
Yeah, about 15 minutes to get there.
And you're like, can you get there?
I know. I don't remember actually that very much,
like
but I was like, hurry up. I don't know, but anyway, so we get there, and she opens the door, and she's like barefoot, and she's like, come on in, and I'm like, okay, like, holy shit. So we get in there. She's like, I just need you to lay down. I'm gonna check you. She checked me. I was 5 or 6 centimeters dilated, right? And she said, she was like, okay, well, you're there, because once you hit 5, you're in very active labor. Mm-hmm. Like, you're gonna just, she said, it happens very quickly after this, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. And still, to this point, I'm still not able to make decisions. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So she said, do you want to get in the tub? I said, I don't know, should I? She said, I had all my kids in the tub. It's great. I said, put me in the tub. So she got the water going. I got in the tub. I was kind of hanging over, like you've probably seen, a lot of people, if you're watching this, you've probably seen water births. I was like hanging over the side. Damon was there. She was in the corner, just hanging out. So we got to the birthing center, what, around 1:30? 3:30? We got there at 3:30. Yeah. See, I should have. Oh, we got there around 3:45.
Which again puts it in perspective of when your water broke, and then when we called, all of that felt literally like 20 minutes, and it was like an hour and a half.
So we got there at 3:45. They did the check. Oh yeah, and as soon as I got in the water, it was like, not like, what do they call it? Like nature's epidural or something like that. So at the birthing center, you don't have the option. A lot of people ask. I'll actually go over all that at the end, because I have a ton of like little question things. Yeah, so then the contractions, they kept coming stronger and harder is what I said. So I got into the tub, and my contractions were coming quicker and quicker, and I was like, oh my God. I must have, what happened was I was laying there, and I kept waiting for her to tell me to push, because I always thought from movies and stuff, the doctor or midwife or whoever, they tell you when to push. So I don't even know where. She was like out of the room. And I said, I feel like I need to push. And she like popped her head and was like, well then go ahead and push. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I'm waiting for her to say like, go ahead, start pushing. Because I do think in hospitals they do tell you exactly when to push and stuff like that. What else? Okay, so I ended up starting to push, and I must have pushed about 7 times, I would say. Right? Under 10 times. And he was really coming out of there, and I felt it, and it was weird. And I was like, oh my God. So then towards the end of pushing, I felt like, okay, he should be coming. So finally I said, why? Like something felt weird, and she was kind of looking weird, and she had checked, and it was just, something felt off basically. So the whole time she had been doing little checks and checking his heartbeat every once in a while. And I remember just looking up and saying, why isn't he coming? Like, why isn't he coming out? Because I was like, he's right there. Like, he should be flying out of me at this point. I've been, you know, pushing these couple times, and I could feel like he was there. He was ready to come out. So she said, I'm going to have to ask you to do something so uncomfortable. And I'm like, what could be more uncomfortable? And she said, I'm going to have to ask you to stand up and get out of the tub. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I stand up with his head out of me and step out of the tub. And then she said, oh, it's okay. So then Damon was behind me, and I'm like kind of squatted over, like hunched over. And she said, all right, give me one big push. And I said, okay. And I pushed, and out he flew. And what had happened was he had his hand up like this. All right, so I'm back here the next day to finish filming this. Things got hectic, and I want to just quickly finish this up. Icarus is down for a nap. It is the next day, so lighting is probably completely different right now, and I'm so sorry if things are like a mess in the background. Oh, look at that picture of me. That's when I thought I was showing. Hilarious to me now. So she asked me, she basically said to me, I need you to do something super uncomfortable. I need you to get out of that tub. So I climbed out of the tub with Ic's head literally hanging out of me, and little did I know his arm was out as well. And then she said, give me one last big push, and I pushed. Damon was behind me. Damon caught Icarus and then handed Icarus to me like underneath my legs. And then I held him. I had him in my arms. I remember that. And then I like hobbled over the bed, still with the cord hanging out and everything, laid down, and I had my baby. I had Icarus there with me. So that was at 5:28 in the morning. So I officially, you know, started laboring around 3:30, 3:45 when I got to the hospital, or when I got to the birthing center, and I had him less than 2 hours later. That happened, and then I birthed my placenta, which she, as soon as it came out, she was like, whoa. She was like, your placenta is huge. And I do have a picture of it. My mom took a picture of it because, I don't know, she just did. Yeah, so she said that. She said, your placenta is huge. I laid there. Icarus latched right on. Oh, God, it was like the best feeling in the world. Like, I literally was so happy. Oh my God, I was so happy. She checked everything down there. They have to like press on your stomach, which I didn't know. Really like yucky feeling, having them press on your stomach, and then a big gush of like stuff comes out, blood and everything. So that was it basically. Then within a couple hours we went home. I was home by like 9:30 in the morning with my baby. So all in all, my water broke at 12:30. I had him at 5:28. Just so intense, so amazing. I have so much to talk about, and I would love to share, and I want to know if you guys have any questions or anything in particular about you know, my birth or anything. So I know I'm kind of rushing towards the end of this, and I don't mean to at all, but if you do have any questions, like please leave them in the comments, and I will answer every single one, no matter what question you have. Now, I did want to go over these very quickly if I can. So I asked on Instagram, you guys asked a bunch of questions about my birth. You know, was it a water birth? Did I get medicine? So I will pop those up here, but I will answer them right now. So the first one is, did you tear in labor? I did not tear. I had a little cut in the inside, the inside of my vagina somehow. I guess like a tiny little cut that she just asked me like if I wanted liquid, like a liquid stitch put in there, like they put this like stuff on there that helps hold it together. I said I don't care, so she didn't put it in there. I don't see it. I did feel it a little bit, like it was a little like burny there for a day or two. Nothing bad though. Then I asked, or you guys asked, if like what degree tear I got. So I got no tear, so that was irrelevant. Did I end up getting pain medicine? So at a birthing center, there is no option for pain medicine. That was never my plan to begin with. I wanted to try to not have it. I did not know how common getting an epidural was. I really didn't. I didn't think that everyone just kind of got it. But after talking to a lot of people, it's just very run-of-the-mill to get it, which I'm totally not against epidurals. I think whatever your choice is, I don't care what you do, as long as you have your baby how you want to have your baby, perfect. My ideal was no pain medication, and I had never had a baby, so I said, if I end up having to go to the hospital and for some reason I have to get an epidural, I'm here for it. I'm here for anything as long as my baby comes out healthy and is here with me. So, no to the epidural or any pain medicine. How many times did I push? I pushed 5 to 8 times. Probably, I want to say 7. I literally want to say 7 times. I don't know why I keep sticking with that number. I don't know exactly how many times I pushed. Was there any complications? So the only complication was him with his arm out and me having to get out. So he got stuck for like probably 30 seconds there, I would say. Maybe longer, but I'll say 30 seconds. Did I give birth in the birthing tub? I labored and half gave birth, I guess, in the tub, but highly recommend a tub. Highly recommend a tub. Was Damon cool and calm, or was he freaking out? Damon was at the beginning kind of like, ugh, and then during labor, he was just there. He really was just there. He didn't like coach me or like say anything crazy, but like he was just calm and there and said, "You're doing great and I love you." And I'm getting emotional thinking about it because it was just like such a crazy intense experience, and oh my god, he really just did a great job of just being there for me. So he was not freaking out. Did I want Damon close to me, or was it I agitated with him? So I think because I was in such a state of like, holy shit, I loved having him right there, because I was like, this is insane. Like, that's the whole time I was like, this was not what I was expecting. Like, I was like kind of overwhelmed and kind of like just insanity. It was intense, the most intense, insane experience of my life, because it happened so quickly that like, it's such a big thing to happen so quickly. I think I needed like time to process it, and that was not there. What were the first words out of my mouth when I had him in my arms? I can't wait to do this again. I literally, the whole room got silent and everyone was like, oh my god, what's wrong with this woman? But really, I literally think it was so cool and so awesome and so amazing when you have that baby with you. I just thought this is the coolest thing that I've ever done. It's so cool. The whole thing was just amazing, and I just was like, I can't wait to, I think I said, I can't wait, yeah, I can't wait to do this again, something like that, and everyone was like, what? You're crazy. Sorry, my card was just full. I'm like a mess with everything. Work is so different now that I have a baby. Like, I used to be a lot more organized, and now things are just like, oh, like my card has never been full because I always organize it and delete it after I record a video. Haven't done that, and I don't know how the card is full. I don't know how that shit works. Anyways, so someone said, did your water break on its own? It did break on its own, but I did get that membrane sweep. How did I get through my contractions? Beats me. Like, literally, I don't even know. But breathing, a lot of breathing. I can tell you that breathing and concentrating on your mantras. I had several mantras that I just had on repeat in my head, that I couldn't wait to meet him, that I could do this, that we were doing this. That was my thing. We are doing this. I was not doing this alone. Me and Icarus were doing this together, and he was doing things for a reason. My body was doing things for a reason. Like, the intensity, I was like, this is it. There's a reason for this. The pain, there's a reason for all of this, because we are doing this. That's where my mind tended to be at. I wanted to use hypnobirthing, yes, so I guess I used a tiny bit of it. Generally, I did not use anything that I prepared. I prepared everything. Food, clothes, music, lights, all sorts of things. Meditations, none of it. None of it was used. Pain from 1 to 10. I can't call it pain. It was not painful. It was just intense. And I do not remember pain. Like, I remember pain from other things. This, I couldn't even describe it as pain. Expectations versus reality of giving birth. So I went into it because I've seen so many women and heard so many stories about giving birth. I listened to a lot of birthing podcasts, The Birthing Hour. There's one where they just go through, talk about their birth experiences, and I really liked that one, because everyone I listened to, even if they had several kids, extremely different births. No birth is the same. you can't go into it expecting that you're going to do this or this is going to happen. So for my siblings as well, my sisters and my mom, I just kind of knew ahead of time, don't expect anything. Literally just be open to any crazy thing happening. And that's kind of how I went into it. The one thing that I did think was that it was going to be longer, that my like pre-labor was going to be a lot longer. So I thought I would like hang out for a while almost and have like mild contractions for a while and then give birth, and it didn't happen that way, because most times that happens with your first birth. It's very long. You go late. I did go late. I was about a week late. I was due the 7th, had him on the 13th, so I was, you know, about a week late. But that was the only thing, is that it happened so much quicker than I thought. Other than that, I don't know. That was the only thing I kind of thought. Like, when my water broke, I thought, okay, because from what the midwife said, she said, you're going to be hanging out for a while, was kind of the expectation, and that did not happen. Okay, I think that's all that I wanted to go over. I'm so sorry that this video got a little hectic at the end. I hope you still love it. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Again, leave me any comments, questions, concerns, any advice down in the comments below, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video.